I take that as a vote of acknowledgement that we've had something interesting presented today, and I've certainly learnt things today, and I suspect that almost everybody in the room has as well. But I'm been hugely encouraged by, and I won't go back over everything I've said already, but I think it's just been a very positive day, and we're on a good track, and we've got some great people leading the team in defence to make it happen for the reserve community, so that's a good thing. I've got a couple of thank yous. I'd really like to thank the New South Wales branch of the Defence Reserves Association, and it hasn't just been John Brennan walking around with the microphone. There's been a lot of other stuff as well going on, and also in particular I want to thank Paul Irving, our immediate past president, national president. I've already mentioned the debt we owe him for the ability to be here. And I have one other small surprise for Paul, which he's not expecting, but I wanted to do it while everybody was still here. So if I don't do it now, I won't do it at all. Paul served for 10 years, and there were periods during that time when Defence wasn't necessarily always listening to the reserve community, and Paul made sure that that voice was heard and kept the Defence Reserves Association strong and mobile. And he was preceded, of course, by the redoubtable Major General Jim Barry, retired, who would normally have been here, as I mentioned at the start of the day, but isn't. In recognition of their long service in both cases, I've had commissioned a special hardcover version of the recently published Defence Reserves Association history, 1970 to 2020. And Paul is going to be the first recipient of that hardcover version right now, if you'd come forward. He has to hang on to that and bring it to tomorrow morning's annual general meeting so that all the other members of the National Executive can sign it, because only myself and Jim Barry have signed it to date. And I have a copy here which I'll ask everybody else on the National Executive to sign tomorrow, and I'm going to give that to Jim when I go back to Melbourne. So everyone, thank you again for your attention and participation. Now that I mentioned the AGM, for those who are going to attend, it is 0900 tomorrow morning in this room, so look forward to seeing the National Executive and others, and there is an online capacity to observe the annual general meeting tomorrow as well. And of course, for those who are staying for dinner tonight, we very much look forward to sharing your company this evening. We have as our guest speaker well, not so much new anymore, but Khalil Fegan, the Repatriation Commissioner, former commander of 3 Brigade, also a former reservist in RNSWR, and he'll be, I think he'll have a lot of interesting things to say tonight. And I should say as well that Khalil is a friend at court in terms of a number of our campaigns, including the one around non-liability healthcare. So 7 for 7:30 this evening, everybody, if you are coming to dinner at the Castlereagh Boutique Hotel. And we look forward to seeing everybody in their finery there. So thank you again for today. And also, could I just ask everybody, if you have name tags, we need them returned at the door as you go out. Elizabeth, thank you Elizabeth, has a bag to collect them in. Oh, and also I should say that the online packages from today will be on the DRA website as we normally do. They'll be broken up into bite-sized chunks and they'll be available on there in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So thank you again for being here.